All right, Siting-Tamale Senior High, that will be all for you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
Zorungu. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
My name is Umuhari Abubakari, headmistress for Zuarungu Senior High.
I'm Sophia Mo Komla Steven, accountant of Zuarungu Senior High.
You are welcome. You have an issue on paragraph 474. Unpaid rent. 25 occupants owe the school a total amount of 105,077 Ghana cedis, 57 pesos. Have you recovered the money from them?
Honorable Chair, no.
Not even a peso?
Reason being that they are all schedule officers.
They are all
schedule officers. And given additional responsibility, we think that it is a motivation for them to also be able to help us to instill discipline on the school compound.
The additional responsibility that they are holding, are they not receiving allowances? Are they receiving allowances?
Yes, please.
So you see what happened recently with the Siting-Tamale Senior High. They were given additional responsibility and they were given allowances. And they pay rent. Why have you decided at Zorungu that in addition to allowances they receive as a responsibility allowance, they should take the rent in addition?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We were of the view that per the collective bargaining agreement for teaching staff in GES, Ghana Education Service, all staff who are on additional responsibility should be exempted from tax and from the rent payment. And hence why we decided not to.
Director, internal audit, is that the situation?
Honorable Chair, no, we haven't come to that conclusion. That is why it is part of the discussion they are having with government now to be paid rent allowance to support them pay their rent. So in the past, it used to be that housemasters and senior housemasters and some staff who were on campus were given that dispensation just to, with the tax rent and the issues coming, rent tax and issues coming up, that is not the situation now. Thank you.
Madam Headmistress, have you heard the Director Internal Audit from GES headquarters?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
So which is opposing your position? You see? Yes.
Director, I want some clarification. Are you saying that you are now discussing the issue of rent, the issue of rent allowance? So therefore, the statute could remain. Is that what you are saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Allowance to support them. And once that has not been concluded, it is not a situation that anyone who is occupying government bungalow and for that matter has additional responsibility should not pay rent. That is not a situation.
That is the situation now.
No, that is not the situation.
But the issue about rent allowance has not been concluded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So nobody has concluded that they shouldn't pay. It is not any directive.
Now responsibilities, the housemasters and senior housemasters. Then you were not paying rent. You are now trying to change the situation, but you have not changed it.
Honorable Chair, I'm saying that previously, that is what they were doing at the school level.
Yeah.
That the headmaster would give this kind of motivation to teachers, especially the housemasters, senior housemasters. But with the issue of the rent tax, that came up and has appeared before, has come to this committee, and the discussion has gone on.
Yeah.
Nobody has given any directive that teachers should not pay rent.
Okay,
Nobody
thank you. Thank you.
Ranking, this issue has come before this committee severally. And we have given to pay rent. It even came on air, was discussed on some radio stations. So when we met on those issues, we asked the GES to go and take a policy, come up with a policy on how teachers who are on campus with additional responsibility apart from teaching, how they should handle their rent issue, whether they should pay rent or what. And that is what the data is referring to, that the discussion is still ongoing. But it has come to this committee again that those people who are given additional responsibility are receiving allowances for those additional responsibilities. So, since the decision or policy on rent payment by those teachers have not been concluded, they have to be paying the rent until decision is taken by government or policy is arrived at by government or GES. So, once they are receiving allowances for additional responsibility that they are carrying, for rent, they must pay. And Director of Internal Audit, you also made a point that if the head of the school decides to do that, do you allow the heads of schools on individual basis to take those positions?
Honorable Chair, no. I said previously, heads were doing that. But with the issue of the rent tax and the discussions going on, we have not arrived at a conclusion as to who and who should pay what. So when we come out with that policy, and it is agreed that maybe assistant heads and housemasters should be exempted, and that's approved, then the heads can implement that.
So until that decision is taken, the teachers, the 25 teachers at Zwarungu Senior High School must pay this money. So Madam Headmistress conveyed this to the teachers that they must pay until GES take a position on this.
Sorry, Chairman.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. Collective agreement for teaching staff within GES.
Okay.
Page 42,
Yeah.
Section 19, staff accommodation. Accommodation may be provided to the following category of staff: headmasters, assistant headmasters, senior housemasters, principals, vice principals, head teachers, assistant head teachers, frontline deputy directors, assistant head teachers, frontline deputy directors, and guidance in second cycle institutions. Chairman, when this issue came up, Headmistress informed me about it.
Yeah.
Then the teachers also wrote petition to my office stating that with this document in their collective agreement, The issue is this: 10% of your salary is supposed to be used when you are occupying government bungalow. But then when you look at the state of most of our facilities, Chairman, the 10% of an average teacher will be around 350, 400 cedis per month. But you can equally get a rent in town 100 cedis a month. But then when you look so most of the teachers would like to opt out facilities if you want to force them to pay 10% of their salaries. Meanwhile, we need these people to work. But you can equally get a rent in town 100 cedis a month. So most of the teachers would like to opt out if you want to force them to pay 10% of their salaries. Meanwhile, we need these people to work and to be with the students. So anytime the teacher unions come with these issues, they would like to use this bargaining document and say, no, director, if that would be the case, they will only advise their members to opt out so that you will get people to be in residence with your student. And Chairman, these days, respectfully, being on campus is no longer a pleasant situation, because when there is a disturbance or disagreement, you become an easy victim. So it's a very dicey issue, but thank God the director audit is here so that they will look at it so that will come to a very conclusive agreement on the issue. My fear is how you are directing the headmistress to go and let the teachers pay. I know tomorrow morning they will be in my office again, that they wouldn't pay. That is my fear, respectfully, Chairman.
Definitely your office is for teachers to visit you with problems. So when they want to visit with a problem, you should be able to resolve it. I wanted to thank you for the new information that you have provided. And I think that the GES is delaying the process. Because the time that we gave this recommendation, you should have concluded on this issue long ago and take a firm position so that we know what to do. Yes. So we only recommend again that the GES should speed up the process and come to a conclusion that if the issue about the 10% will be too high for the schools, if there should be a decision solely for the schools on the percentage should be brought down to a level that will be encouraging for teachers to remain on campus, that should be done. That is also a policy. Because Minister of Finance gave the general directive for all government workers. But if you look at the situation peculiar to teachers, there should be some consideration for that. So that is something that GES must work on quickly.
Chairman, the issue at hand will require the Ministry of Education to engage the Ministry of Finance, because GES on its own doesn't have the capacity to deal with this matter. So it needs to be escalated to the level of the minister so that arrangements can be made to take into account what the collective agreement has indicated. I just wanted to add that to the directive that you have proposed.
Definitely, the GES, knowing that they don't take those policies without the involvement of the Ministry of Education and probably the Ministry of Finance, cannot go beyond those two ministries. They will do that. They will do the right thing. It's implied. Paragraph 508, Honorable Ajay Watson.
Thank you, Chairman. This one is an award of contract above the head of entity threshold. You awarded, Zarungu Senior High School awarded contracts for the supply of outing uniform and then school uniform to two suppliers, amounting to 117,700. And by the way, you know your threshold in this matter.
Yes, please, Honorable Chair.
And so the auditors are saying that you awarded a contract and the amounts involved were in excess of your threshold. So they are asking you to be sanctioned according to the provisions of Section 92 of Act 663. So, Chairman, this one is your baby. So you perhaps would have to deal with it.
Madam Headmistress, do you now procure based on your procurement plan, and then you ensure that all the procurement are competitive?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
That is the answer I'm expecting from you. Auditors, is that answer correct?
Honorable Chair, we are here to confirm.
All right, so you need to go and confirm to see if they do the right thing. So make sure you don't go beyond your threshold. If not, you'll be affected by this provision. Section 92 of the Act is to fine you 2,500 penalty units. And one penalty unit is 12 cedis. So 2,500 times 12 is what? 30,000. It's 30,000. Or to imprisonment of not more than 5 years, or to both. So depending on the judge, you can be in prison for 5 years and at the same time pay 30,000. So it's just not a punishment that we should joke with. Well, the Attorney General is not taking action on all that we have referred to in the past. So we are waiting for him to take action before we do further referral to him. So you are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Let's have Awe. Awe Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chairman, I'm Reverend August Natanga, Headmaster, Awe Senior Technical.
I'm Dinah Sakiwa, Accountant.
You're welcome. You have one issue concerning failure to remit taxes. You withheld taxes amounting to 1,080 Ghana cedis, 85 pesos, but you have not remitted it to GRA. You are asked to do so, have you?
Honorable Chairman, we have done that.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, confirm.
How were you discharged?
Thank you, Honorable
Chana Senior High. Chana. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair, I'm Ivy Beto Naso, Headmistress, China Senior High School.
Honorable Chair, I'm Anyusa Akandasio Matthias, accountant.
Thank you very much for coming. You have one issue in the report, paragraph 524. Absence of title deeds of school lands. According to the auditors, China Senior High, located at Kasina Nankana West, China, you don't have title deed, and the school too has not been fenced. Now, in order to avoid disputes which is associated with litigations and legal tussles, auditors recommended to management of the school to liaise with the district education office and the district assembly to obtain title deeds to the land. Have you been able to do so?
Honorable Chair, we have done that.
Auditors, can you confirm that they have title to the land, the school land now?
Honorable Chair, we don't have that information.
Honorable Chair, I said we have liaised with the district chief executive.
Okay. So what stage have you reached now in relation to the title deeds?
Honorable Chair, we have written a letter, we have followed up, we brought it up to the Board of Governors. A committee has been set to follow up on the chief. That's where we have gotten to.
And the committee report hasn't come yet?
No, Honorable Chair.
How about fencing of the school land?
Honorable Chair, in 2022, we wrote a letter, but we've not had any response from the Director General.
How old is the school?
The school is 29 years old.
And no title deed to the land?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
One day somebody will stand up and say the land belongs to him. So it's good you secure title to the land. So
yes,
the committee should speed up work quickly and see what will come out of their work. I don't think you have too much control over this, so we cannot blame you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Fumbisi, Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I am Michael Adapium, Headmaster from BCC High.
I am Evelyn, accountant from BCC High.
Good. You have one issue, paragraph 516, you withheld taxes you did not remit to GRA. Hey, the amount 750 Ghana. Have you remitted the money?
Duly honored.
So because of that, you drove from Fumbisi.
Well, that is it.
Did you use the road that connects to Yagaba?
No, we followed the Novrongo to Borwa.
So that bridge is not good.
Which one?
The bridge that you cross from Fumbisi to Yagaba.
Oh no, didn't pass that side.
But is the bridge good?
Somehow.
Why didn't you use that one to Wale Wale?
We had to pick somebody in Novrongo.
So that I know your area, Paul.
Yes.
All right, auditors, they've done that, right?
Yes, Honorable.
Okay. From business, you know how you are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Kanjaga. Kanjaga Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I am Emmanuel Apoyen Akalare, Headmaster.
I'm Dennis Abaswe, the accountant.
Thank you for coming. You have two issues. The first one, paragraph 516, Vice Chairman will take it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Kanjaga, you withheld tax of 1,145 Ghana cedis. Have you paid this tax to GRA?
Thank you. Yes, the amount is even more than what is stated there. It was 1,455 cedis, and it was even paid, but we had not yet taken the GRA receipt, and that is why it was recorded. But we paid it the very month that the amount was withheld.
You paid it before the audit?
Yes, please.
And did you show any proof to the auditors during the audit?
The bank statement showed that the money has been paid to GRA. And they saw that, but they said we don't have the GRA receipt.
Okay.
And that was the reason why they still captured it.
Auditors, could you confirm that, please?
Honorable Chair, the amount has been remitted. Thank you.
Paragraph 524, Honorable Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The issue has to do here with the absence of title deed of the land. According to the auditors, where your school is cited, number one, you don't have title deed to the land, and number two, no fence wall. So to avoid land litigation and dispute, you've been advised to try and get the title deed, and two, to fence the school. Has that been done?
We're in the process, Mr. Honorable Chairman. We have the site plan. It's left with the other processes, so we are still on.
See, if you are invited to a committee and you have traveled all the way from Fumbisi to Tamale, and say you are in the process, it's that you have not said anything. What stage are you? You are supposed to get what is blocking you from getting the title deed, and what is blocking you from not fencing the school wall. Because the issues are serious. Encroachers, when they get there, you won't get your land. So don't talk about process here. Tell us where you have reached and the effort you are doing to protect your school land.
Honorable Chair, I've written to the Assembly. I've informed the MP about the issue. We have worked and have the site plan, and it's left with the other processes. And that is why I said we are in the process.
Chairman, they said the MPs are aware that they are in the process. And I know your MP is here. MP, you need to help them too. I don't know why you are free to attack. I don't know whether the Assembly can get you money to fence your wall. And then the title deed. There's a process. Why don't you go to lands and acquire that? Is it difficult getting the land title from Balga? I'm not sure. Do you need to pay money to get a land title? Is it expensive? I know it's not expensive. Chairman, the people are saying that there's a difficulty in getting money to pay for the title deed, and then to fence all involves money. So, Chairman, we are in your hands. You know the place Kanjaga, we passed there 3 days ago, and they can easily encroach the place.
All right. Mr. Headmaster, do you have, you said a site plan. Do you have an indenture?
Not yet, Honorable.
They don't have anything. Because whoever gave you the land should give you an indenture. And then a site plan with it. That's what you go with. Now, GES, this is a problem for most of your schools. Now, I have an elementary school in my constituency. Somebody is building right now on the school park because they don't have any paperwork. That could happen to them.
Honorable Chair, the situation is normally when the community needs a school, they are quick to release land for the siting of the school. Unfortunately, they do not follow up to give documents like the indenture. And I think it's quite recently when the issue started coming to the Auditor General's report that attention has been brought to the fact that chiefs will have to give indenture to the schools and then for them to follow the processes of registration. So I think, Honorable Chair, we are doing that. The challenge that the schools have is actually the financial aspect. If anything at all, at least they could wall the land for a meantime while they pursue the registration. But that is also another challenge that maybe we can look at.
Somebody at the ministry who will help these headmasters process these things, because it's not easy for the headmasters. I mean, look, he has a site plan, but he doesn't have an indenture. Did he go to school to learn about that? Probably not. So you may have an attorney, either at the regional offices or somewhere, to help them. Because when we finish Accra lands, we are coming.
But before you come in, Director Internal Audit, it looks like the ministry is not taking the committee recommendations seriously. We have recommended that there must be a policy by government on acquisition of land for these schools. Whether the lands will be acquired by government for the schools or they should be acquired by the communities where the schools are located. That policy must come clear for the school to know. Now we don't know whether the schools, the community are to acquire the land or the government to do. That policy must also come. Look, Article 103 of the Constitution mandates Parliament to come out with committees, and the work of the committee will lead to policy changes, policy development, or even enactment of laws. We will make a recommendation. The recommendation will be adopted by Parliament, but ministries refuse to honor. Then we should dissolve Public Accounts Committee so that we know that we don't spend money to come around and do all this work and no action is taken. Oh.
Grateful, Chairman. As the Member of Parliament for Busa South, where Kanjaga is situated, I know the history of the school, and I know that the land was given by the chief. The challenge, obviously, is the lack of resources. The school, I know, has a myriad of challenges and is struggling to get by. So I would intervene to see what help I can offer so that we can get the processes fastened to get the needed documents. So I would take it upon myself to assist. Because the school has no way of generating any IGF. I mean, truly. So the headmaster is challenged. And I don't know that GES has any money sitting anywhere to support such a process. So I continue to sympathize with you. But you know I do my best. I will continue. Thank you, Chairman.
Honorable Chair, we appreciate the Member of Parliament for Abuja South. Thank you.
But as I said, Director, the ministry need to take some action on our recommendations.
Well noted, Honorable Chair. I will communicate that to the authority.
So that will be all for Kanjanga Senior High. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Navrongo Senior High. Minister. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, my name is Mercy Babachuwe, Headmistress, Navrongo Senior High.
I'm Zusain Edmond Paul, accountant.
Thank you very much. You have one issue, paragraph 524. Honorable Ajay Boatin will take it.
Thank you, Chairman. Navrongo Senior High, you also have the same problem. But you are a very old school, so you shouldn't come to us with the same problem as Kanjaga and others. Mm-hmm. So you also don't have title to your lands. Have we made some effort?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, we have made efforts. We have since gotten the chiefs of the two communities to sign the title deed, and we have sent it to the Lands Commission, and they are working on it.
And the auditors are aware of the what you are talking about? I'm asking whether you have made the information available to the auditors.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Auditors, can you confirm for us, please?
Honorable Chair, yes, we can confirm that the chiefs in the area have since signed the 30 deeds, which has been submitted to the Lands Commission.
Chairman, work in progress.
Your discharge.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
OLL. Our Lady of what? Can you introduce yourself to the committee?
Lutz. I'm Mary Amana Akampoy, Headmistress, Our Lady of Lutz, OLL.
I'm Edward Mape, accountant.
LOURDES.
You have one issue in paragraph 516. It's about failure to remit taxes withheld. And your amount is 859.95. Have you remitted the money to GRA?
Yes, Chairman, we have done that.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, confirm.
OLL, your discharge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
St. John's Integrated. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Stephen Akuba, Headmaster, St. John's Integrated Senior High Technical School.
Mr. Chairman, I am Payara Abaduri Johnson, Accountant.
Thank you for coming. St. John's, you also did not remit withhold taxes amounting to 8,247.40. Have you remitted same?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, we don't have the information with us.
Do you have evidence of the remittance?
Mr. Chairman.
Kindly give them to auditors when you are discharged. After you are discharged, then you give it to auditors for verification. Your other issue is also failure to account for VAT. And the amount here is 1,387.56. You are to recover the money from the suppliers and pay to Commissioner General. Have you done that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm that one?
Honorable Chair, no evidence.
All right, so give all the evidence you have to the auditors for verification. You are discharged.
Mr. Chairman.
Let's have, is it Gambigo? Community Day, Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Chairman. I am Adatara Francis Ania, Headmaster, Gambigo Community Day Senior High School.
I am Sally Asafia, the accountant.
Thank you for coming. You have first issue paragraph 490, unreturned textbooks. The 15 students owe 59 books. The value of these books is 1,770 Ghana. You have to recover the book from the students or retrieve the money from them. Have you done that?
Yes, Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm recovery of the books?
Honorable Chair, we still have 4 outstanding.
4 books?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Headmaster, 4 books are still outstanding. Have you recovered them now? So show the evidence to the auditors, right? After you are discharged, you show the evidence to the auditors.
Thank you, Chairman.
The next one is paragraph 512. It's on failure to obtain alternative price quotation. The auditors noted that you procure uniform and outing attire totaling 27,550 Ghana cedis from 2 suppliers without obtaining alternative quotation.
Honorable Chair, let me invite my accountant.
I haven't posed a question yet. The auditors recommended that the former headmistress, Anna Millicent Agamba, be sanctioned in line with section 92 of RCC 3 as amended. Now, respond to the question. Have you sanctioned or have you taken any action on this recommendation?
Honorable Chair, if you permit me, I will ask that my accountant intervenes on my behalf.
All right, accountants, respond.
Thank you, Chairman. Please, Chairman. Yes, it's true. It did happen. Gambigo Community Day is a young and up-and-coming school. As at the time of contracting for the uniforms, we advertised all right, but because of our small numbers, suppliers were not interested. So even the two we got, we had to plead with those we know already elsewhere to help us. That is why this happened.
How did you do that advert?
We put notice on the school board.
School notice board.
Yes. And also try to tell the few suppliers we knew in our previous places. But the figures didn't encourage them to come. So we actually had to plead with two people and they agreed. That is why we didn't have the other quotations attached.
But do suppliers come to the school to look on your notice board to see
usually
what advert you have there?
When we do that, we tell people, we tell those we know who are interested. Because we have worked elsewhere, we know one or two suppliers. And as a new school, we don't have a history of suppliers in the school. We now have to build that.
So how are you doing it now?
Now, we advertise.
Also on the school notice board?
Yes, and
In addition to that advert on the notice board, which other one?
yes, and word of mouth as well. But as we are growing, things are changing.
Well, if you have a list of contractors or suppliers, you can write to them and ask them to submit quotations. Okay?
Chairman, thank you.
Auditors, you only need to assist them and advise them so that they do the right thing. I'm not sure that this should be an issue we should refer to anybody. Paragraph 524. Absence of title deed of school lands. So, what is the spelling of the name of the community? What is the spelling?
Gambibgo.
Gambibgo.
Yes, Chairman.
Okay. Gambibgo. Where is it located?
Bolga East.
Bolga East. Who is the MP for that area?
Honorable Dominic Ayene.
Doctor, okay. All right, so you also don't have title deed to the land.
Yes, yes, Chairman.
What are you doing about that?
Based on the auditor's advice, we wrote to the Assembly and copied the district director, Bolga East. So far, we've been able to acquire the land site, the site plan.
The site plan.
And that's where we have gotten so far.
How about the indenture?
We haven't gotten that one.
Who prepares the site plan?
Well, when I took over last year, May, so I went through the records. And I saw that they got the site plan. But I believe it's the Assembly that does it.
Adanda, okay. But the indenture must be signed by the owners of the land. So the indenture must also be prepared. The Assembly can help with the information from the donors of the land, prepare the indenture. Then the chiefs or those people who donated the land will sign. Then you can then take it to the Lands Commission for processing. Can we work on that?
Yes, Chairman.
All right, that'll be all for you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable.
Let's have Tongo. Tongo Community Day Senior High. And kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chairman, I am Apana Thomas Akolgo, headmaster, Tongo Senior High Technical School.
I'm Atua Emmanuel, the accountant.
Thank you for coming. Tongo, you'll be taken by ranking member paragraph 524. Ranking.
Thank you, Chairman. The absence of title deed to your land. So, where have you reached in the process?
Honorable Chairman, we have written letters to the MP, Talensi, and the District Assembly. And we have made some follow-ups. What we got now is that the Assembly sent a surveyor to come and map the area. And we have the mapped document here. They have promised that they will follow up to make the site plan, and we'll see how we can prepare the indenture and continue with the processes. This is how far we have gone.
You said the Assembly sent some surveyors to do some.
Yes, sir.
Some maps.
They mapped the area.
Okay. And then, but you don't have the site plan?
Not yet. But they promised that they will come and do the site plan.
Assembly, they are busy. If you don't chase them, they won't come over. It's not their baby.
We have been.
It's your baby.
We have been on them. Seriously.
This report is in 2022. We are in 2024, and so far we have only have some drawings, as we put it. You have not been on them.
Honorable Chairman,
improve your efforts. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
That'll be all for Tongo. You are discharged. Do you have any other school that I'm not mentioning?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman.
Thank you too. Any other school left? All right, that'll be all for us for the day. Tomorrow we are expecting all senior high school from
So we at GBC News will serve you a blend of social processes, a variety of issues to dissect on the table, with our string of correspondents around the country and our resource persons who work around the clock for a full 1 hour. We call it TP Extra, right here on GBC News.
Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings. Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings is a Ghanaian politician, women's rights advocate, and former First Lady of Ghana. She also established the 31st December Women's Movement, an organization dedicated to promoting women's empowerment and gender equality in Ghana. Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings has been actively involved in various social political causes, advocating for women's rights, health care, and education. She continues to be a prominent figure in Ghanaian politics and activism. On this day, Documenting Ghana celebrates Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings. Ken Ampao, Ken Ampao is a prominent Ghanaian film director, producer, and screenwriter. He played a significant role in shaping the Ghanaian film industry and promoting African cinema on the global stage. His films often explored themes related to Ghanaian society, culture, and history, providing insightful commentary on social issues. Throughout his career, Ampao was recognized for his dedication to storytelling and his efforts to showcase African narrative through film. He received numerous awards and honors for his work, including the Ghana Movie Awards Lifetime Achievements Award in 2011. On this day, Documenting Ghana celebrates Ken Ampao.
So we at GBC News will serve you a blend of social processes, a variety of issues to dissect on the table, with our string of correspondents around the country and our resource persons who work around the clock for a full 1 hour. We call it TP Extra, right here on GBC News.
For many decades, the Achia Mountains have been a known prayer location. It serves two purposes: tourism and religious. From history, the mountain was discovered by Methodist priest Reverend Abraham Osei Esibe many years ago. Traveling from Accra to Achia Mountains took the team about 6 hours, first to Ejoso, then onward to Ifidiase, and finally to Achia in the Setre Central District of the Ashanti region. When we arrived, I realized that the town that hosted the mountain is not Achia, but rather Abesia. We were told that the Abesia land was formerly part of the Achia's two lands, but was later handed over to the indigenes of Abesia.
Abesia for no ombetu se Achia na wo ho. Nti sabre no nana Achia hene. Chie di kru no ma Abesia for no ekotena Abesia ho. So mbae no omo se omo ne aduana fo omo firi baabi. So se mo abadia ne mini anum ti mo so mo nkotena ha. No do mo nkotena Abesia ho. Nti na ho nyekuru. So udun kwenti ha akora usan be pono akukuru mu no nsu bi da ho se su no na sabi oba wo ye basbasa untwa ti na nananum do mo kotra ho sa no na ni nyina chi no atwea na ne tin edaso isanse Abesia na obeto atwea.
Hiking through the thicket to Camp 3, which is the prayer camp itself, is difficult for a first-timer. It becomes less stressful to climb if a traveler is not laden with bags. The flip side is that trekking to the summit is laborious with luggage and other personal belongings. This is due to the healing nature of the pathway leading to the camp and the slopes. Interestingly, this is where indigenes come in to assist travelers. Their expertise comes in handy by carrying the heavy loads and pieces of luggage at a fee. It is a sight to behold, seeing them carry the items to the top. I must say, they have mastered their craft, climbed skillfully and successfully, even on a rainy day when the terrain is slippery. After I was freed by an indigene, the brisk climbing began. It was a steep hilly step, slippery at a point with too many stopovers. I was grasping for breath, but the goal was to continue the journey to Camp 3, my final destination. After almost an hour of trekking, my body started demanding some rest, but my resolve to reach my final destination at all costs was not negotiable. So, we had to intermittently take a breather and cool off with water before finally reaching the summit. After a successful hour of hiking through the woods, my team and I finally got to the much talked about Camp 3, the place of prayer. I'm currently at Achia Mountains, Camp 3 to be precise. I'm told that this particular place was founded by a Methodist pastor, Mr. Osei Esibe, who climbed the mountains decades ago to offer prayers to God. And if you look right behind me, you would see a cross which is barricaded with people walking around it praying. I'm told that was the exact place the founder spoke to God and heard the voice of God to turn this place into a prayer camp. And since then, it has been a place of prayer for people in Ghana and those all over the world. History has it that Achia Mountain was founded in 1964 by Reverend Abraham Osei Esibe, a Methodist priest in the Efidase district. He saw the mountain from Banko, a nearby town, on his way to Insuta. He spoke to his driver who led him to see the elders of Achia for the go-ahead to climb the mountain. After they all clear, the chief selected a few hunters and elders to accompany the man of God to the top. He embarked on this adventure with his driver at the time, Kwejo Buama, and another Methodist catechist, Reverend Saki. They hiked through the forest to the top of the mountain. My host is Evangelist Richard Efriye.
Inform me and saying, Omo eba nan ayeba ombe du kronu no hene ne kan se oma omo nkwama to hene so pe nkrofo a ka sabre na ha yakwae enti da nya de na ebuda wasa na omunim se mo akese wa ha to ombe nkrofo a omo ye ka se abomofo anasa hafo a roni be ka se hunters e ka omo ho na ono omo ba anwa sem ni se so fupanyin ma be po no so da ba oba no ka kire wo mo se onu mo bedi kan na omu ni nachi enti onu ne di kan enti ba bi obefa no na wo mo kura se kan no so etwitwa di nachi e bokwan oba ya obedu ba bi ultra ben no bedu ha camp 1 ho no 2 ho no kodu ho no office ho e comfortable to office watena se oto no te voice se nye ho enti won san konanim to for people na sabe na deep forest Twana mu abaya abufani se ya abaya be pie bia cross yi esi odu ho no ti nyame ne se nyame ka kire ne se ba bia opeso ba na ni na oginai omuda nyame ase ebo nyame mpaye na mo hwe se ne bia ne tie no oba no obehu se people no obi aforo so pen cause obeto box bia na esi ho no mu na enkrofo abaho no mo chochro wo mudin ni ade ewum eti oye ni se odi hanbeye empire bobia.
According to my host, after God directed Reverend Esibe as to what to use the mountain for, he heeded to the call and officially turned Achia Mountain into a prayer camp in December 1965. The first mass prayer campaign was organized in the same year with a group he was leading at the time, known as Christomu Enijie Kuo, which literally means Happiness in Christ Group. While there with the group, the first miracle happened during a prayer session.
Enti oni Christomu Enijie Kuo baye no sada no ena nsenchani bi si bi poiso. Omo baye omo sha se omo sori nyame no. Abakosa mu kire se atmosphere ne sesan ewie mu sesan mununkum befa bepo no nyina na so panini se no hu ne se bepo no se nyina na turning to move color entitam na oba ha no oba no mo dress move na wo mo deba na ho na oti nyame voice se nyame ka kire ne se odi bepo isi ho ama wiase ene ne manyina obi obeba bi poiso ene akoma pa no esanso wayi bi po ne si ho ama ne hunti obi furu bi po ene akoma pa o ha obi ode baaye no nyame obetie na o ka kire ne se bi po ne nye Ghana fo nko abi po be ye wiase nyina bi po.
One fascinating thing about Achia is the sign of the cross the founder planted at the camp. The position of the cross signifies where God first spoke to the Reverend Minister to make the place a mountain of prayer. Up until today, many who visit the place go round the cross to seek the face of God.
Ohun se mununkum apie frasase no ato. Eti bi ohun se mununkum ni apie ye ana ode bobato ho. Enti bi a cross ni si no aye bi a ohun se mununkum ni pie ye. Eto ade bobato ho ana ode ho no se sign se ho na nyame ne kasa ye eno ti na de cross no esi ho no enti ho na baba ye ota obi aba opese obegina ho bompa ye ohun se ye tu nkrofo fo bi ba opese wode ensuo ni ade ko de koto ba ye de tufu ye kasa kire wo se nyame wonte sa de manu ha enti ye nje sa de manu entumu ma wo mo nye ba bi no fo so se wo ba ye hu a ye yi free ho.
Reverend Osei Esibe served and managed the prayer camp for decades until he was transferred to Wenchi.
Ewo mu anche na Methodist fo yi ni free ha. Ena omondo ne call Wenchi. Ehon so koye bibi kakra. Ona nyame su oye obi a no pepaibo fo. Eti da bia na nyame da ne medi ntina meka se sunsun no wo sunsun ani. Ano de hwe ne odi hu ne ma nti wo hunu se ade we no nyame de ye biribi eyeyi a otu hu anamo.
After his transfer, subsequent Methodist priests were transferred to manage the place. Notable among them is Evangelist Yeboah, followed by Evangelist Opon, who was at the helm for 4 years.
Enti edu babie no na no masland na san hyase bio. Ti asole no san hu se da bia ya enfom so. Ti e won appoint evangelist ba kwa efe no evangelist Opon ema wo no bai. Nyame adom obaye no obebre de ba wo ye bi pa. Ti obeboabo na hyase se afi no ogada nkrofo ye hunu bre bebo mpaye enye sei ahyehye enhyehye ode ye adwuma. Enti odi 4 years. Ono about 2000 into 2004 and now on Wakoye.
Evangelist Esiama took over until it was finally handed over to Evangelist Richard Efiye in 2014. He tells me about his journey so far.
Abra menu ya panyi Esiama bekono. Edan ana ye wo wa ha ye beye se 6. Adan na wo ha ina na beye 6. By Namiadum. In fact, now Obercorn ye adwene no I adwene say opeso pavilion. Enti edan kese ye yesi na animu pa no. E hono de no wa sha say na adwene so de hono be offices. Na we wi aye ni pavilion. Ba me ba na me hunu say emframa efa ha. Ene toda insuo to emframa no. We ye pavilion a doboa. They say me force na me ye no edan. In fact, nyame yɛ adom yɛ anya no bɔtɛ so de wa wo hwɛ people so ne adwuma yɛ ne ha ya wo hunu sɛ nyamre but nyame adom nti edu ba bi ne mu odan ba awerɛho sɛm wo mu ne sɛ yɛ dan no na yɛ nuanom asɔfo bi nim kora ba ha no ebu ya bam enyeye ebebu people we so de oyɛ da wa yɛ adwuma we people we so de na me kai sɛ ɛda yɛ de traces ne yɛ hya sɛ de traces agu dan so asɔfo bi nim abɔchenku egyina ha no sɛ wade yɛ tuku so bebu enyeye but asedan katiasefo nyankopɔn sɛ ɔbɔ ade na dawroma
This building is the first church auditorium the founder built. At the time, it housed about 50 people. Though the first building has been renovated, it is still part of the story behind the prayer mountain. Atria Mountain Prayer Camp has evolved from a 50-capacity church auditorium to one that can accommodate 5,000 today. The church building was constructed through internally generated funds, seed offering from individuals like former Tema West MP, Madam Natoshi Ado, and organizations.
Sorry by 11 na yapon. We are your buffer. You be a benya be an enyanso. And no near development ayen na. Yes, it could be a free baby. And poor four bakum you do a boy. A diny sewu. Yana I am Mame Natoshi, former Tema West MP. Oba boy be ocean ties are yet to dan my own never boy. Nkunye woman said that church ni din wo ho or never boy. Or no dear Yamia fan so aboabi pui or kwa hodo bebre so.
As the existence of the prayer camp became known with frequent visits, the overseer and his subordinates decided to include a boarding aspect to make visitors stay comfortably. Houses were built to that effect. Miracle Films, Ms. Natoshi Ado, Mr. Fifi Kwete, Dr. Naomi Kwete, and other individuals assisted in the construction.
Radia dom yehu se edomo ba te se ye moye ni da ho cause so dipa banya me fie na ohia bibia oba no de ade so na eba wosan ba na enema mu san ye den ma no a na che se ohaw na ode ba eni mu ba ye kese eba ne sa empaye na oba bebo no otumi mo mpaye se ne yosobo na adwene be se tie hunu se esese ye hunu se onipa no benya ba bia da esese ye hunu se ahansuo ho ade kwan be ne be fa so ai benya nsu.
Currently, the camp has over 1,000 mattresses. This is given out free of charge to visitors after registering at the entrance. The Camp 3 has a stony part and a sandy area. The stony part alone is about 6 acres and is beautifully crafted and arranged naturally. It is rare to see trees grow on stony land, but that's the reality here. Trees have grown naturally, which gives a strikingly picturesque appearance. The mini stones hold rainwater, which visitors believe have healing properties. They fetch it to bathe, while some prefer to drink it. Most individuals who spoke off camera believe the place is a holy ground. Therefore, fetching water from there will do wonders in their life. Access to water at the camp was almost non-existent in the past. All attempts to get a borehole in the Abesua town were not successful. But with revelation from God to the overseer, the camp has water in excess, which is likely to flow for years.
nti e sha se ye top tanks na fe ni harvest nsuo no nyame adom. But 2 years ago na nyame san som da nam sa nsuo ni ton na port tanks ni ye ma nsuo ni bubu it is an tie dia ne ne se ye reservoir asia hanso eden utimi ntu abo no eti no nyame ma bi ma on be so bi mu ma ye twa reservoir to kwa esro ho se reservoir ho enti nsuo no eto a esro de ni nyina be ko reservoir no we no so ye ma na ye de pumping machine abo e de go reservoir no sade be ya nyame adom etimi nya nsuo e ma afini nyina no e penisi kra ye nya nsuo.
In the past, there was no electricity at the camp due to the topology here, so they relied on generators, which didn't help matters because they frequently broke down and was expensive to repair. They then switched to solar power.
First you use generator. Now we generator, send a generator to your house. If you hold more and now do away as a generator and photo. I had you use. You do if you do baby no. As I said, generator na use bi enu. Baako sitre. Ya de baako ya sorry, na ya de baako ama light. Na mu ayen. Ti we hunu ni say as I say pe bibi ye. Nyame ya dom. E mai keka yetibom se be ye solar. E say niam a so edan light e so na nyina na ye solar. Machine ye de ye nyina ye solar. Though enya complete there, but no one say ye gu so a. Ye bo nyame mpa ye say osoro be boaye. Na ye tumi aye biaka ho.
Prayers are said here all the time, from mornings to evening.
Aha, me pon de be empire was so. Because so by so we are not in a man for a empire madiachi. It be a empire non stop a be poe. And now a be pa a wagana. Because only be pa every Monday you see what for intercession for the country.
The number of people who come to pray, especially at nights, is amazing. They sacrifice their sleep every night to draw closer to God. Almost every priest have been to Atria Mountain at some point.
Atria was introduced to me first about 13, 14 years ago by a very good friend who was in a situation and we were helping to pray with him, and then he went to Atria Mountains. So when he went there and came back, he told me that it's a nice place that we could all go. And I went there first initially just to support him in what he was going through, the challenges he was going through. I felt that the two of us would go and pray about it. But when I went there, I realized that it's a different ballgame. It's not only about him, but it's also about myself and my life. Ministry.
Many people have various reasons for their spiritual journey to the prayer mountain. The list includes praying for marriage, business, ministry, childbearing, and so on.
The birthing of this ministry actually came from the prayer mountains.
Okay.
I went there the second time with a challenge. And when I went there, this was about 10 years ago. When I went there, then the Lord told me that I have come there not because of the challenge I'm going through. As for the challenge, He brought it just for me to come and have an encounter with Him, because He has a mandate for me. There's something for me to do. So it was there that it became very clear to me that as a lecturer, I should start a ministry.
Most people interviewed confess that they get answers to every prayer said on the mountain.
Oh, I'm so excited because anytime I come here, changes come. When I drop, because the covenant between me and God. When I step here, I talk to God. I do fasting a lot. So when I get down, all my problem will solve. That is the reason why I used to come here.
When I got here, my first time, I have a lot of people outside. They were having many complications in their marriage, ministry, work and all that. When I came through the message of God, every prayer request I brought was answered. By the grace of God, now I can, in terms of word, God's word, and then two, power demonstration, and then accuracy in God's word, everything has worked for me. In fact, I am a testimony.
Normally, I come to this place to wait on God and to pray. And I started coming here around 2013, and I saw that this place was a very nice place. You can wait on God and have a lot of encounters, and a lot of men of God do come here to bless us. Yes, and so when you come here, you really encounter God, and you get a lot of testimonies. That's why I normally come here to wait on God.
Everything I have had, including my ministry, the auditorium, the nature of the style of the auditorium, and all the people that God has given to me, everything that I have today is as a result of the encounter at the mountains.
There is a mystery box in the church known as the Covenant Box. In this box, visitors place their prayer requests and seed offerings. It is believed that every prayer request placed in it is answered.
There is a mystery here. They have a covenant box in there. Yes, so after everything, I make sure that I drop a seed in the box, and then it's worked for almost everyone.
God deals with timings, so yes, and here is more of a preparatory grounds. You come and you wait on God, and you go, and then you explode.
There is a place where all phones are taken to be charged at a fee. For the past 9 years, 26-year-old Patrick Ewua has been charging phones, power banks, and laptops for visitors here at the camp. Patrick has a way of identifying his customers' phones.
This man's time, they're all people in the Nipa Bahapa, Nipa almost about 5,000, 6,000 to me Baha. This is a Babasana. And Yamin Kwanamo, my father, workers too, become. They are all Tioya, you have my card, your mark card now. And I do over your phone. To card in any until over here. You know, the stamp is so. The stamp is so. To Miami, Patrick Ewua, the telephone number also. Company Adam. And there was so. Until stamps is so. Until any say, obey to me.
He tells me this has been a profitable business.
Me cash me say me start a juma so no aboa me kwa me bebe so whether I like start na me ni a machine am dey charge phones no and educator me no mo too mo bibia dey charge phones ni some place me bibia e ma me so no ya ka na me free chrome ha and me take come say me high down.
The food business booms here in the evenings because visitors who are not on a dry fast go to the entrance to buy food. Residents of Abesu are cashing during these times. They sell kenke, fruits, indomie, rice, wache, and many others. Visitors who love to read can have a feast of literature at the various bookshops at the camp. All versions of the Holy Bible are available here. Biblical literature is also available for sale to visitors. Currently, many other camps have sprung up within the enclave. There are up to 10 camps in all, with the Methodist prayer camp being the mother of all.
Camp ni nyina hyase wa ha. Hyase wa ha no. Niamika se obehwe aha obu asore dan ne guye no. Abra asore no panimfo hu se de waye na yi no omne ne nya entawantawa no mu hu se onye methodist ni. Ti asore ne se sarete dia ombeyi no. Enti enumu no ono na omu yi no no a omude first evangelist de ba ye meka se opon no. Enti wono no free ha no wono no akobie camp 7 no na presby sofo bi so a na so won kokko enti August bia na omdo omo members ababi poiso enti yakoba se ko eti se Methodist presby combined and a neighbor by a duba bi any misunderstanding by na enti ase ya aduma enti ase na ya aduma na ba se presby for no so yes on bepe o camp and om so 48 enti presby for so 48 enti wo mu a comes in as will be a hansa and now okote the camp.
Doctrinal belief systems and encroachment are some of the challenges here.
First, no, you tell me to cross on the one. First, no, if you are all night about 12 hours, I saw phone be by so cross the normal. I want no bumpire. I hope you did said I also cross the one. And now, Ubenya Musra. By on Musra, so you city, I in your friend, Yamiasemu. So why you sit here, men Yamiasa, and found and you are coming to Unashi. They challenge no different churches and doctrines and beliefs and in Yamabia, Ediama and Unipana, or Mubedua, but I said, Kenya, me say, don't do an abuse of Babano, Bombacono, now and Yamasa. And no can be, and then attendance never had a swati. And we say, first and I saw for the members, but we all didn't remember the Babano, but Conan and some of Betinihano. We go now because any sorry come jam because sorry for enti asofo ni bi hu say omo members ba omo ko mulusu enti sanete dia omo fo mo ma aha because ye no dia ye no say na meka no ye adwuma ne say onyankopon ahenni mu adwuma ye nya adwuma ne say enti ana nya Methodist doctrine and nya sorry doctrine the Bible doctrine na dey adwuma.
In moving forward, the authorities are looking forward to having a cable car just like in Israel, to make climbing the mountain easier for all. This they believe will attract tourists from around the world to the camp, which will in turn generate income for the country. They are also calling for help in connecting the prayer camp to the national grid.
Yeah, they are calling to Moses to say, "Kapese kebuka." Come ko Israel ko hu say kebuka e simple say betumi aye. And until me who says you between a cable car, solar panel, and to me, why just a electricity. And you know, so you 2 1 more you go so. I guess at Tusicasm, you're slowly at the same boy. Tia to me, electricity bar, then cable car, and so ya ye who to man. Send a bear, will be your person for the polo, or be to me for. If you say, people know how many we are singing. Don't do a bahano dance.
If I get the opportunity to do this, which I've planned before, I will create a hoist. When we say a hoist, something that can convey, let's say, about 20 people in a conveyor, and it will just hoist them to the top.
There was a word of caution to all.
This will be bad. No, but Bob Brevia and ya doesn't mean every point I say. Because it says, I tell you, and Castle, what gun and I say, if you say, members in the woman, you may not sacre or my dream. Baby, what to look for? If you are soft wompo, will be a pretty we are coying. It has be pardoned Yamian to Mahana and society. The SSA di party as any say, in the partner for the poniba, and the part I Jenny and your pet. It is so be baha, and no people who be her and Teresa Bipono, I say, send young Crawford Canano, Bipono, send ye Yami Boshe, Yami to me, Yamia Hoarding, and as we juma. Bipono say, ain't you wow, babiano, your tons of froze over to me about. Now, about baby who wow do any behuna, now who's a Bipono, I say, and I say,
people say all kinds of things against that place, that the place is defiled and all that. I don't believe that. Once you go there, and you have a purpose, and you have a mission, you have a plan to go and meet God, God will meet you at the point of meeting. Why? Because people are constantly there praying, and anywhere that is a word 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I will be in their midst. So if you go there and you don't go there, unfortunately people go there and eat a lot of food. There are foods there. They sell foods there, but don't go there and go there as a holiday or a merry-making time and all that. Go there with a purpose to go and seek the face of God. So any child of God who wants to have an encounter, a personal spiritual upliftment in God, can have this experience with Achia Mountains.
Achia Mountain is a well-known prayer destination in Ghana. Though it has developed over the years, they hope more will be done to turn it into a world-class prayer mountain of all time. The weather, serenity, time of prayer is an experience every Christian must behold.
Achia Mountains is very airy. I've never been to any place in Ghana whose atmosphere is as serene and as cool as Achia Mountains. In fact, the clouds, you touch the clouds. The clouds and the dim literally comes down to the extent that when it is morning, say 5 a.m., the dim is so much so that you don't see anybody.
I won't forget my stay on the prayer mountain. It was an exhilarating experience and an encounter which will linger on for a long while. Descending the mountain was not as easy as I thought, but the entire trip was worth every second of it. I can't forget the bodily pains my team and I suffered in telling the story of the Achia Methodist Camp 3. The journey to demystify the mystery behind the Achia Mountain was indeed an exciting experience that will leave a lasting mental picture on anyone who visits for tourism and religious purposes. Beatrice Senaju, GBC News, Achia Mountains, Abesia.
You have been so good to me. Every moment, every hour. Never, 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 never fail. God of yesterday, God of today, my God of tomorrow. You're still the same. My very present help in time.
So we at GBC News will serve you a blend of social processes, a variety of issues to dissect on the table, with our string of correspondents around the country and our resource persons who work around the clock for a full 1 hour. We call it TP Extra, right here on GBC News.
Why am I fashion? Abayari wafem aba damase mama kwaba ile yeshia tapa man besi yeshia ne yaka ya hubo ani a obetimi aye no ya yesu ebetimi aye no e di aboa na oman no akode ni di den shia ye be shia yi esre na mom ayi bi akọ ni baba ni na akọ won e won timi na so obia mi enu kuma nia edobia akumaso a odi beba ye ne beka ho ye beboa obia amfa fere obia amfa hwe e nyina ye nto ato adine e be hu akomo na mano ndo ni se na odi ka me se no le potai was trying to say egusu bo manu ese mrewa ni yeye ofa ni ye ndachi ya ti ani anhwe won ye na wole ngane na mokwaso ochina we yakọ na esa na omanu ekechi bia ni se Rabbit one thing about I don't know. I'll share my abandoned. Yamano, and I know Momo Monty. Playing in I am you. And one woman, and when I want to own, I got you on my opinion by my head. With grandma, I said, why now I ain't I baby woo. And why I have a soup, I tell you, why I never follow. Beshia, and there be a man, men of Swan. Or have more canoes. That be one young choir, and you want better fashion. And you want better fashion. In that common I buy you. If you are getting Monopian, you want to do on camp, and I come on the Bamboy. I must say, Mamma Quaba.
Robe now move him, man, what play horse I do. Ababa wa nyem ye no nyebia wa frɛ no wo twere mu no wa hu afra wa frɛ no maame ejide de mane ba no sɛ wan e kwa de bebre tonton ne ma wa minim prese minim agina ade minim oton ne ma o pon school oton ne ma de bia me catch la catch wa say e pe man e go guess o nyom bebre o be nyom bebre aso cheap they are so cheap mfancho se mizu aware no is it one is it the life start is it who knows it oyo ye ni mu ye ni a wo ka se be 10 series a e fofo no ma mo me hesa de ne ye den eyi number 2 anye bia no o ma no kra bu ni mom yie de Mr. Kaza e fa na kola ne da ohima wo da baba wona o kuma na tade ehye enje no ma mo afre ne bisa ne da de bia ka se bi mfa che me fa ma me zo wo chima o te yase ubi no aye de wa che o me ko be twa kwa na me dwane o ko le ni bia sebi bread asa e be ka se wan fifi no kwa abonten akola se me ma ye nipa eni ehu a enye taka o sha de okura ya hope no sa question ni a wo di fia na ba class mo fa construction